reserve the right to object.
Does the gentleman from California withdraw her reservation?
I withdraw my reservation.
Gentleman from California withdraws her reservation. Are there further objections?
Reserve my right to object.
Gentleman from Texas.
Madam Speaker, listening to this discussion and to the minority whip, this is my concern. As we've gathered a number of overlays of discussion, people who are frustrated by the idea of a secret session, Mr. Majority Leader, I'm always interested in members having the full understanding of the challenges that they face. It is important to note that the Chairman of the Judiciary Committee and Chairman of the Intelligence Committee made every opportunity for members to engage in materials or to utilize materials that they might find helpful in this discussion on the FISA bill. Certainly members of the two committees, of which I'm a member of the Judiciary Committee, had intense opportunity and, of course, meetings in the appropriate place to be able to garner information. To the minority whip, I think what I've heard from members is a degree of confusion and opposition at the same time. We do understand that the Majority Leader has been most gracious in cooperating with members who are unready. But our difficulty is that it seems as if it is a tool to delay our full discussion on FISA. So I'd ask that the first question is whether that is the case, but then the other part of it is there are a number of members who have already indicated that they will not be present. I'm disappointed in that, not in the members, but in their concern of being held accountable when they debate the question on the floor tomorrow as to why they've said a statement or not said a statement, whether it's relevant or whether it is in this discussion today. So I know that maybe you're getting tutored on the question, but let me yield to you on the first question. Is this a tool to delay us from the ultimate business that the people of America want us to engage in, is to pass a FISA bill from this floor?
I appreciate the gentlelady's
I yield
question.
to the gentleman.
I thank the lady for yielding. I would say that it is not intended for that, but in fact intended to further amplify our ability to have that discussion tomorrow as we thoughtfully reflect on information. You couldn't talk about the information, but you could talk about your reflections on things that you now know other members are discussing. I think it helps that. In terms of FISA, the rule allows for 20 minutes to the entire Intelligence Committee to discuss this issue and 40 minutes for Judiciary. I just think this provides for a fuller moment for the members to think about, talk about, and discuss some specific information at the secret level that otherwise would not have a chance to be discussed before we move forward with this vote tomorrow, and I'd yield back.
Reclaiming my time, Mr. Majority Leader, a very detailed explanation as to why we should do this. However, there are gaping holes in the explanation, the timing of it, and I think you're being enormously cooperative. I think it's important for the minority that asks for a privilege to be given a privilege. But, Mr. Leader, I am concerned, if I might yield to you, again, the two-edged sword that members who want to be vigorous in their discussion and want to be open-minded, if they participate in this closed session, closed to the American people, the lights out, in essence, questions about the constitutionality, not because it might not have that basis, but others may question it because it is so unique, 3 times since 1825. What is the standard or what is the criteria for a member's discussion in a closed session and then the member going to the floor tomorrow and wanting to be within the realm of the rules of the debate tomorrow, want to make the right decision, and now may be caught in a two-edged sword? It should not be that a member has to not come tonight to be fully briefed, as Mr. Blunt seems to think we need to be, and then be in the crosshairs tomorrow when we need to have a full debate in front of the American people. I yield to the gentleman.
I thank the gentlelady for yielding. For my part, I believe that I will be engaged fully in the debate tomorrow on this piece of legislation, on its merits, what it does to facilitate the interception of communications which may prove dangerous to our country, and at the same time protect our Constitution. I don't think I'm going to be constrained in any way. Now, what I will be constrained on saying is that obviously I have had the opportunity and taken the opportunity to go to the committee to review information in the bosom of the committee and to make conclusions on that. I will not discuss that specific information, but there is most of the information that I have, having done that, is from the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, other news magazines, from articles that I've read. I frankly think that no member is going to have to be confused about debating the merits or demerits of the issue that will be before us tomorrow based upon this secret session. Now, I've just finished. Now, the gentleman, as I say, has made a request that he has information that he wants to discuss, which he believes ought not to be discussed in public. I think everybody, not in public in the sense of depriving the American people from the information, but information that we need to hold close so that it is not used by those who would cause us harm. Without speculating as to what that information may be, I frankly think every member will be able to make that judgment. But more than that, we've discussed this, and we hope to have, and I think, I forget who it was that was mentioned, very appropriately, we hope of being prepared now is directive from a nonpartisan source, our security people. This is, after all, a rule of the House that is being pursued. It could be pursued by motion, but it's being pursued by unanimous consent. And doing so, we believe, sets the parameters more appropriately.
Well, reclaiming my time, this point was made earlier, but I don't think that it has been clearly enunciated for members. What you are suggesting is that members can participate in this discussion, and unfortunately, close to the American people sounds ominous. And it is unfortunate that we have reached this point, because I do believe that members had the individual opportunity to visit the intelligence information, as was made possible by both the Intelligence Committee and the Judiciary Committee. But I think it's important to note that a member could be on the floor this evening and review materials and be in debate, be on the floor tomorrow and say, in my studied opinion on the discussions of last evening, I believe so-and-so, meaning that I think this FISA bill is solid on its four corners. It is protective. It is constitutional. It protects those individuals covered by it. It gives the American people the sense of national security, but also the protection of their civil liberties. They will at least be able to refer in that general term. Is that my understanding? They are not completely silenced from even referring to the fact that they were in a secret session last evening, or they were looking at materials in a secret
would the gentleman
condition.
yield?
Well, let me. I'd be happy to yield.
Further than I'm absolutely confident of on the response to this. However, let me say that I believe that all of the information that members need to debate this bill tomorrow is currently in their possession and will be elicited in public debate. The minority whip does not believe that. He believes there is additional information. I think members, I would not want to leave the impression with any of our members that somebody had information that they believed was very important to the security of our country that they were precluded from giving to members. That is why we pursued this objective. And as I say, the rules provide for that. But in terms of the debate, my suggestion is, I think particularly the gentlelady who serves so ably on the Judiciary Committee has all the information, and she's got some information she knows she can't speak of because she has received briefings as a member of the Judiciary Committee. But I believe that there will be no constraints. However, the constraint, I would think, is that you would not say out of a secret session, and none of us should say out of a secret session, that X, Y, and Z was said in a secret session, or that I got this information from a secret session. And if you did not have that information, but for being in this session, my advice would not to tell that information. But my view is that this has been a very wide public debate, and I don't have any problems debating this vigorously tomorrow, as I intend to do, because I think the bill is a good bill and protects both our intelligence ability and our Constitution. So I'm not going to feel constrained at all. But I will not say, I will not tell information that I receive in this secret session because I don't think I'm going to need to at all.
Would the gentleman yield? And I'd be happy to yield to the gentleman from Ohio.
Controls the time.
I'd be happy to yield to the gentleman from Ohio. I want to yield to the minority whip.
I would just say, obviously some members were here, others were not when we've had these sessions 5 times since 1825 or 3 times since 1979, depending on how you want to use those numbers. And my understanding is that you constantly, in your efforts with the information you have as a member of the Judiciary Committee, know where that line is.